Now that tradition continues. The St. Mary's College of Minnesota WKBT High School Challenge. From Studio A at 141 South 6th Street, La Crosse, here's the St. Mary's College of Minnesota WKBT High School Challenge.
We have reached the culmination of our High School Challenge program for 91-92, our High School Challenge Super Bowl. We have the best of the best, the cream of the crop. The top 2 out of 32 teams are with us here in the studio for our High School Challenge Super Bowl contest. We started it out back in October on the campus of St. Mary's College, Winona, Minnesota, and we whittled down our 32 teams to the 2 we have here tonight, Logan and Sparta. Let's begin our contest and our evening of fun and festivity by first of all meeting our team from Sparta.
I'm Nathan, I'm a senior.
I'm Deborah Winterton, I'm a senior also.
I'm Sean Severson, I'm a sophomore. I'm Kevin Koopman, I'm a senior.
Our coach is Mr. Urban, and our alternates are Thad Dugan, Chris Jenkins, Trevor Tripp, and Matt Schilling.
Thank you, Miss Winterton, and now here's our squad from Logan.
Janet Barkoskas, sophomore.
Don Barkoskas, senior.
Nathaniel Barmore, senior.
Adam Muirbird, sophomore.
Our alternate is Eric Martin, and our coach is Diane Gebhardt.
And with us from St. Mary's College, Winona, Minnesota, he is to serve tonight in our very important position of judge, Jim Hansel. Jim, good to see you again.
Good to be here again.
It's an exciting night, isn't it?
Yeah, especially for being here for the finals.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to it.
You get down to this point and you do have the cream of the crop. We sometimes say that lightly, but it's very true. We had some excellent contests all year long. Many of them, as I say, were played up on your campus in your beautiful theater. And then we had 6 previous games of this year on television in our final game. We have a special treat tonight, too, that we're going to start out the night, Jim. And this is a videotape that was put together up at St. Mary's College. Can you tell us a bit about it?
Well, it was put together to help prospective college students know something about what it's like being a college freshman, especially in a residential campus like St. Mary's has. It's for freshmen at the end of their year reflecting upon what the year has been like. It's quite interesting.
Let's take a look at that tape right now.
Okay.
It really is a nice representation of the campus. You have such a beautiful campus there.
It's been well received by the people who have seen it, yes.
Excellent.
We're pleased with it.
Who did that for you?
I'm sorry, but I don't know.
Don't know. Whoever did, they did a very nice job. Absolutely. Well, let's get down to our contest. We have Sparta and Logan chomping at the bit here to find out who's going to be getting the first question of the first round. Let's do our coin toss, Jim. You have a coin, and Mr. Barkoskas from Logan. Would you please call heads or tails? And Jim will toss it here. And
well, it's early in the season. I hope I don't fumble it.
Okay.
Tails.
He calls tails, and it is tails. That means Logan will begin the first round when we come back right after this short break, right here on the Super Bowl, the High School Challenge.
Do you know 3 of the best ways to add value and prestige to either a new home or one you're remodeling? 1, add a bath. 2, plan a more spacious kitchen, include an eating area. Or 3, make it an NSP Star home. Saves energy, adds comfort. Which one is best? They all cost a little money, but in the long run, this will save you more than it costs.
From NSP to you.
You can see how fresh Fisher mixed nuts look. Compare Fisher mixed nuts to the leading brand. You can see the difference. Look inside Fisher hazelnuts. They look light and clean. Fisher pecans look big and plump. But looks are one thing. How do they taste? Rich and crunchy. They even smell Fisher fresh.
If you like them fresh, you love them Fisher.
boy, these brats are fantastic. Give me another one.
Just one? These are real-light brats.
They got a lot less fat. Wow, I'll take 5.
Abbey Land's real light bratwurst tastes great. So grill up lots of real light brats. You'll love them.
Hey, we're running out.
Uh-oh.
Bringing in lots of real-light brats. Got enough now.
Maybe, maybe not.
Our first round of the High School Challenge Super Bowl. Each of our first round questions is worth a total of 10 points. Now, the little thing we throw into this is that each team member has to answer individually. We alternate between the two teams, but each team member is kind of playing amongst themselves individually. And if they choose to answer the question, they get it correct, they get 10 points. If they choose to answer the question, they are incorrect, we'll give an opportunity to the other team to gain a total of 5 points by giving us a correct response. However, if they decide to answer and they get it wrong, then they lose 5 points from their score. So it adds a bit of interest here to this first round. Well, we're finally there. Our first question in our first round goes to Logan. Good luck, teams. In what year, Logan, was the first World Series baseball game played?
1903.
That is correct, for 10 points for Logan. Sparta, a triangle with all 3 sides congruent is called an equilateral triangle. What do we call a triangle with no sides congruent? Koopman.
Scalene.
That is also correct for 10 points. Logan, what is the basic chemical difference between hydrocarbons and carbohydrates? Barmore.
Carbohydrates have oxygen in them.
Can you be a little more specific for me, sir?
Carbohydrates are based with the water, have water making them up.
Judge, can we accept that answer?
I think we can. That is the difference.
All right, very good. We also were looking for the hydrogen-carbon part of the answer. That hydrogen and carbon are found in hydrocarbons. Carbohydrates also have oxygen in addition to hydrogen and carbon. But we give you the 10 points, and we go on to Sparta. A body immersed in water is buoyed up by a force equal to the weight of the water displaced. What is this law called, Sparta? Winterton.
Archimedes' principle.
That is good for 10 points. Logan, only one of our 50 states was an independent republic, recognized by the United States before annexation. Name that. Markoskis.
Texas.
Texas is correct for 10 points. Sparta, name any 5 of the original 12 apostles of Jesus Christ. Winterton.
Peter, Paul, Mark, Luke, and Thomas.
Judge, I look to you. I
don't think Luke works.
No, Luke doesn't work. Nor
does Mark.
Answers could be Andrew, Bartholomew, James of Alphaeus, James of Zebedee, John, Jude, Judas Iscariot, Matthew, Simon, Simon Peter, Philip, and Thomas. So I'm afraid we can't give you any points then, Sparta, on that. Logan, here's a 10-point question for you folks. What 2 states border Florida? Markoskis.
Georgia and Alabama.
That is correct. That is correct. And Logan, to be equitable, if you miss a question, we will give the answer for Sparta. I know you were concerned that you didn't get an opportunity to get 5 points in that question. Sparta, here's your question. Galileo once sent a message to Kepler which said, "I have seen that the highest planet is a triplet." Which planet was Galileo talking about? Peterson.
Saturn.
No, he wasn't. Logan, would you like to try? Barkoskis?
Jupiter.
No, he was talking about Mars, so 5 points away from Logan, and here's a 10-point question for you folks. Edmond Dantes escaped from a dungeon by sewing himself in a burial sack meant for a fellow prisoner. This bizarre escape occurs in a famous novel by Alexander Dumas. Can you name it? Markoskis.
Count of Monte Cristo.
There's 10 points for you. Sparta. The greatest happiness of the greatest number is a phrase in the philosophy of ethics coined by Joseph Priestley. Identify either the philosophical principle the phrase describes or the English philosopher with whom it is normally associated. Logan, would you like to try? The principle is utilitarianism, and the philosopher is Jeremy Bentham, or John Stuart Mill. Okay, Logan, for 10 points, Mark Twain published his famous story of the jumping frog. The 13th Amendment was adopted, and Lincoln was shot. What year was it? Wirkus.
1865.
Correct, for 10 points. We need to clear the scoreboard, and Sparta, here's a 10-point question. Jesus explained to Nicodemus that there is one thing a man must do before he can see the kingdom of God. What is it? Would you like to try, Logan? The answer, he must be born again. Logan, if you accused me of being obnoxious, I would be offensive and unpleasant. But if you said I was innocuous, what would I be like? Wirkus.
Not noticeable?
Acceptable, Judge?
I believe so, yes.
He will accept that answer for 10 points. Sparta, a football team has 5 of its passes intercepted and loses 2 fumbles to the other teams. Meanwhile, they intercepted 6 passes while recovering 9 opposition fumbles. What is their net turnover rate? Koopman.
+2.
No, that's not correct. Logan? Wirkus.
+8.
+8 is good for 5 points. Logan, what is lapis lazuli? The scientific term for the coyote, the ancient Confucianist scriptures, a Chinese method of torture, or a precious gemstone? Wirkus.
Gemstone.
That is correct for 10 points. Sparta, Turkey was founded as a republic back in 1923. Who was Turkey's first president? Logan? Barmore?
Ataturk.
I'm sorry?
Ataturk.
Judge?
I don't think we
can accept that. Kemal Ataturk. Kemal Ataturk. So we take 5 points away from Logan, but here's an opportunity to gain 10 points, Logan. Chief Justice Roger B. Taney indicated that a Negro slave did not become free when taken into a free state and had no rights as a citizen. He issued this statement in what 1857 case?
Dred Scott case.
That is correct for 10 points. Sparta, Cleopatra's needles are not needles at all, and they weren't made during Cleopatra's reign. Actually, they were made about 1500 BC and were brought from Heliopolis to Alexandria in 12 BC by the Roman Emperor Augustus. Both of them were removed in the 19th century, one to London and the other to New York City, where they are presently situated. What are Cleopatra's needles? Logan? Here,
Obelisks.
That is correct for 5 points. Here's a 10-point question for Logan. Mercury was the messenger of the gods in Roman mythology. Who was his Greek counterpart? Wirkus.
Hermes.
Hermes is good for 10 points. Sparta, here's a 10-point potential question. What animals are used most for laboratory research in the U.S.? Winterton.
Mice.
Mice is correct for 10 points. Rats, somebody might have guessed, but that is the second largest. So mice is a correct answer for 10. Logan, the Romans had a theory that when the star Sirius rose with the sun and added to its heat, the hottest days of summer began. What did they call this time of the year? Barmore.
Dog days.
That is right for 10 points. Sparta, he shows people and objects transformed into fantastic images that are often set in deserted landscapes. Name the 20th century Spanish surrealist who painted the persistence of memory. Logan? Barmore.
Dali.
That is correct for 5 points. And here's a 10-point question for Logan. The selection of the Secretary General of the United Nations rests with the 5 veto-wielding permanent members of the Security Council. Name any 4 of these 5 nations. Barmore.
China, U.S., Britain, Soviet Union. Or Russia now.
We're going to give it to them? We're going to give it to you. Okay, you bet. Yes, because no Soviet Union, Russia has their seat. So that's a 10-point question. Sparta, here's a 10-point question for you folks. Worms with bodies made of jointed segments or rings, such as earthworms, belong to what biological phylum? Severson.
Annelid.
That is correct for 10 points. Logan, to test your knowledge of German or of hymnology, translate this sentence into English, and pardon my German. Ein feist Berg ist unser Gott. Barkaskas.
A fortress is our God. A mighty fortress is our God.
That is correct, and I do apologize for my German, but your answer is correct. Sparta, all the world loves a winner, but the losers are often soon forgotten. Name the losing commanders of these famous battles, and please put your answer in the order that I give you. First, Quebec, then Hastings, Saratoga, and El Alamein. Logan? That is a tough question. In order, Quebec, Montcalm, Hastings, Herald, Saratoga, Burgoyne, and El Alamein, Rommel. Okay, Logan, here's a 10-point question. According to FAA records, the first hijacking of a U.S. airliner was an Eastern Airlines plane on May 1st, 1961. In what country was the first hijacked plane forced to land? Barkaskas?
Cuba.
Cuba is correct for 10 points. Sparta, the northernmost extremity of the continental United States, is the Lake of the Woods, which is found in what state? Severson.
Minnesota.
Absolutely. Logan, the ship of Portuguese navigator Ferdinand Magellan was the first to sail around the world. Name the first English captain to do so. Barkaskas.
Drake.
That's correct, Sir Francis Drake. Sparta, the smallest bones in the body are located in the inner ear. What is the largest bone in the body called? Winterton.
The femur.
That's correct, Logan, he said his own feats of illusion were due to the art of distracting attention and to his great strength. He specialized in escapes from handcuffs, straitjackets, and sealed chests underwater. What's his name? Barkaskas.
Houdini.
That's correct. Eric Weiser. Harry Houdini. Sparta, does vindictive mean intelligent, vengeful, arrogant, or rude? Winterton.
Vengeful.
Correct for 10 points. Logan, what three founding fathers collaborated on the collection of essays on the principles of government called the Federalist? Barkaskas.
J. Jefferson and Madison.
That's not correct, and to honor we can't give it to Sparta here this time because of what we had previous. The answer is Madison, Jay, and Hamilton. Okay, here's a 10-point question for Sparta. In which of Shakespeare's plays do we read, all the world's a stage? Winterton.
Hamlet.
No, that's not right. Logan? Barkaskas.
As You Like It.
That's good for 5 points. Here's a 10-point question for Logan. What mathematical term is given to the turning point of a parabola? Barkaskas.
Vertex.
That is correct, Sparta. A wheel fitted with teeth or points on its outer rim, which are arranged to fit into a bicycle chain, is called what? Winterton.
A gear.
No, that's not what we're looking for. Logan? Farmont.
Sprocket.
That's what we're looking for 5 points. Here's a 10-point question for Logan. What is the formula for sodium sulfate? Barkaskas.
Na2SO4.
Correct, for 10. Sparta, in 1927, a famous trial resulted in the closing of the Boston Commons for the very first time. Identify the trial. Logan? Sacco Vanzetti. Logan, what biological term applies to the offspring of two organisms of different species or varieties that are crossbred? Wirkus.
Hybrid.
That is correct for 10 points. Sparta, in 1964, President Johnson obtained a resolution of support from Congress, which he later used as a mandate to carry on the conflict in Vietnam without a formal declaration of war. What was it called? Winterton.
The Gulf of Tonkin Resolution.
That's absolutely correct for 10 points. Logan, what do we call the unit of measurement equal to the quantity of heat necessary to raise the temperature of 1 pound of water at or near its point of maximum density, 1 degree Fahrenheit? Barmore.
British thermal unit.
Correct. Sparta, the spleen is the organ which produces disease-killing lymph cells. Which organ is the site of insulin production? Winterton.
The pancreas.
You betcha. Logan, after World War I, France's unknown soldier was buried beneath a previously existing monument. What is it called? Mirabird.
Arc de Triomphe.
That is correct for 10 points. Sparta, what word means a pardon or forgiveness granted by a government? Logan? Mirabird.
Amnesty.
That is correct for 5 points. Here's a 10-point question for Logan. The structure was built by Agrippa in AD 27 and rebuilt by Hadrian a century later. The Corinthian columns are composed of granite and gray marble. Located in Rome, what is this domed edifice called? That buzzer stops us. The Pantheon. All right, that means our first round is over. We'll be back to check on that score right after this short break.
The Moody Blues.
Nights in white
Together with Chicago. One night, 2 legendary bands. June 4th in the La Crosse Center. Yesterday and today, the Moody Blues. Together with the hit sound of Chicago. Reserve seats now at La Crosse Center. Regular ticket outlets or by phone. June 4th. Don't miss the Moody Blues and Chicago.
Come on out to the Riverside Amusement Park, play adventure golf, race go-karts. Kittyland has a junior racetrack. Jump house keeps them bouncing back. Hit a home run in the batting cages. Something for you no matter what your age is. Come on out to the Riverside and see what's new.
Now open for the season. Evenings during the week, all day Saturday and Sunday. Riverside Amusement Park. You've never had so much fun.
Well, that first round was a good one, and the score is still being tabulated. In fact, on our fantastic electronic score clock or whatever.
I think we're running through some instant replays.
That's exactly it. The people in their zebra suits are checking it. Are we going to throw that out this year, like the NFL decided to do? I don't know. What is our final score? Our score of the first round.
The score after the first round is Logan 225 and Sparta 90.
Okay. It's anybody's ball game because we're into the second round and we have 2 more rounds ahead of us. The second round now is a little bit different in that the teams play as a team. All 4 team members can get together and talk about what's happening with that second round and come up with their answer and give it to us. But you know what? I'm going to keep everybody in suspense for a couple of minutes. I'm going to give these folks an opportunity to talk just a little bit, Jim. Seems like you and I do all the talking sometimes, and they only give us the answers. But we're going to go and talk to these folks and find out just a little bit about them. We're going to start with Sparta, and we're going to look up to Miss Pint, and we're going to ask her to tell us a bit about herself.
I'm 18 years old. I plan on attending UW Crosse for 2 years, and then I'm going to go on to become a chiropractor down at Palmer College of Chiropractic. And
excellent, excellent. Why did you ever get on your high school challenge team at Sparta?
I took the class.
Oh, I see. I see. So you get forced into it then, huh? All right. Well, we're glad to have you with us. It's a very pleasure to meet you here this evening. Miss Winterton, tell us a bit about you.
I'm a senior, and next year I'll be attending Drake University, and someday I hope to be a champion on Jeopardy!
Excellent, excellent. So you'll get to meet the guy that copies me, Allison. Yeah. That's your name? No, that's great, Miss Winterton. Happy to meet you. They're going to miss you next year on the Sparta team. You've been an anchor there.
I hope so.
Yes, indeed. You bet. And good luck to you at Drake. Mr. Severson, you, sir, you're a sophomore?
Yes, I'm a sophomore. And I plan to be in the championship game next year, too.
Excellent. All right. That's a good goal.
And after I graduate, I plan on winning the lottery and taking the winnings to bum around Europe a couple of years. After that, I'm not sure.
Excellent. Would you remember your friends here, though, at WKBT?
I'll remember.
All right, super. Nice to meet you. Mr. Koopman.
Next year I'll be attending Winona State University and majoring in composite materials engineering.
Composite materials, is that something in the plastics industry?
That's part of it, yeah.
That's part of it, huh? Yeah, okay. Sounds like you make a lot of money doing that.
Hope so.
Okay, great. Well, nice to meet you, and you have a good summer. Now we'll look down to Logan, and we have the brother and sister team here at the end. So we'll start with the female end of things, Miss Wirkus.
Well, I'm a sophomore at Logan. I'm 15 years old, and I plan to be a writer when I get out of high school and out of college.
What kind of writing?
Mostly fiction, I think.
Okay.
I'd like to be a novelist and stuff.
Mysteries or science fiction or?
Basically whatever I can write.
What do you think you can write?
Whatever will sell.
There we go. That's the right answer. Okay, great. Glad to meet you and have you here. Mr. Wirkus, tell us about you.
Well, I'm a senior. After graduation, next year I'll be attending Rice University in Houston. I'm planning a double major in math and music. And one thing that I'm looking forward to this summer is for 4 days in June, I'll be going down to Las Vegas to attend a leadership conference down there, sponsored by the Veterans of Foreign Wars. Veterans of Foreign Wars.
Absolutely, that's great. Super. Enjoy it, and good luck down in Texas.
Thank you.
Wish you the best. Mr. Barmore.
I'm a senior, and I think I'll be attending Madison University next year. I'm planning to go into probably double major in music and whatever science turns out to be the most fun.
All right, great. Good. Is science what you would look forward to as a vocation later on in life?
Yeah.
Excellent. Again, you can make lots of money doing that. And if you can have fun in it too, why not? All right, great. Pleasure to meet you. Mr. Meerberg, tell us about you.
Well, I'm a sophomore, and right now I don't have any real plans for the future. Just plan on sleeping in during summer.
There you go. Enjoy yourself. You got plenty of time to worry about it. All right, great. Glad to meet you and have you here with us here this evening. Okay, we'll be back with that second round right after this short break. Stay with us.
At WKBH-FM K-Rock, we, like you, I'm sure, have noticed a lot of changes lately on many La Crosse radio stations. At WKBH-FM K-Rock, we feel compelled to make similar changes with our station. Beginning Monday, May 4th at 7 a.m., you definitely will notice a change at WKBH-FM K-Rock. We certainly hope you find these changes non-offensive. Thank you for your continued support.
You look left, you look right, but those stains stay out of sight. Biz gets the stains that get by you. You're looking here, looking there, the stains are hiding everywhere. Biz gets the stains that get by you.
Because your eyes can't find every hidden stain, you need Biz to help remove many stains before they're set for life.
Biz gets the stains that get by you.
Well, that was kind of fun to get to meet these fine folk. We're very happy to have them with us, and they're doing a very fine job. And it really, it is anybody's ball game because we have another round here that these questions are going to be worth 20 points. They're two-part questions, Tim, so they can get either 10 points or 20 points with correct answers. And then our lightning round is our third round, and we're playing 2 minutes of lightning round questions, and that is where you could really amass the points because each question is worth 10 points. So who knows what will happen. All right, so don't Don't hold your breath too much out there because we don't want anybody turning blue, but because we've got quite a bit more of the high school challenge coming your way. We're going to begin now our second round. We're looking to Sparta. And remember now, Sparta, you can all get together with the answers to these questions, but Miss Winterton, we're keying in on you to give us the answer. Remember our time constraints of 5 seconds to initiate your response. Okay, here you go. Here's your first question. Identify these presidential firsts. First to appoint women to high administrative posts.
Johnson.
That would be Franklin Roosevelt. Okay, second part of the question. First president to be born in a hospital.
Carter.
That's right, for 10 points. Okay, Logan, here are 2 10-pointers on American history. For 40 years prior to the Civil War, what was the main product produced in the South which necessitated a large labor force of slaves?
Cotton.
That's right. Second part. In the presidential election of 1860, both leading candidates came from the same state, Illinois. Can you name them?
Lincoln. Douglas.
That is correct. Sparta for 10 points each. I have 2 U.S. capitals for you to identify. First, what is the capital of Wyoming?
Cheyenne.
Correct. What is the capital of the Cornhusker State?
Lincoln.
That's right. Lincoln, Nebraska. Logan, for 10 points each, who wrote these classics of English poetry? First, Paradise Lost.
Milton.
Correct. Idols of the King.
Shelley.
That was Alfred Lord Tennyson. We give you 10 points then on that question. Sparta, ships have played a colorful part in our history. For 10 points each, you tell me which war each of these ships is associated with. The ship called the Maine.
Spanish-American War.
Correct. And the Lusitania.
World War I.
That is also correct for all 20 points. Logan, for 10 points apiece, I have 2 questions about great symphonies. Who composed the Unfinished Symphony?
Schubert.
Correct. And which Beethoven symphony is subtitled Eroica?
Third.
That is also correct for 20 points. Sparta, I will give you the symbol, and then for 10 points each, you identify the chemical element. Big A, little m.
Aluminum? No.
No, I'm sorry, that's not right. Americium is the correct answer. How about a big C and a little s?
Cesium?
That is correct, for 10 points. Logan, the subject is English history. Who wrote historical plays about English monarchs such as Henry IV and Richard III?
Shakespeare.
Correct. And who was England's first prime minister?
Walpole.
That is also correct for 20 points. Sparta, the energy of heat is harnessed to do work by transferring it to mechanical energy. This is done by using engines. For 10 points apiece, what are the 2 main types of engines?
Internal and external combustion.
That's not what we were looking for. We're looking for piston and turbine, or turbine engines. Okay, Logan, subject is sports. First, the quarterback lines up 5 yards deep from the center in this pro football formation. Can you name it?
Shotgun. Shotgun.
Correct. In which sport would one compete in the following events? The all-arounds, Indian clubs, and flying rings.
Gymnastics.
Correct for 20 points. Excuse me, Sparta, for 10 points apiece, what title is given to these members of an America's Cup yachting team? First, the one who steers the boat, not necessarily the skipper. Same thing that Sulu did on Star Trek, the helmsman. Okay, second part of the question. The one who calculates the exact position of the boat.
Navigator?
That is correct, for 10 points. Logan, British painter Sir John Everett Millais was a contemporary of French painter Jean-Francois Millais. Now for 10 points each, spell the last name of first the Briton.
M-A-L-L-E-Y.
No, that's not correct. M-I-L-L-A-I-S. How about the Frenchman?
M-A-L-L-E-T.
M-I-L-L-E-T. Can't give you any points on that question. Sparta, if I said me, myself, and, you probably would say I. Well, I'll name the first two, and then you name the third that belong in each of these common series. And we'll give you 5 points for each, so there's 5 points each. Butcher, baker, and...
Candlestick maker.
Correct. Win, place, and...
Draw.
Finish.
Show. No runs, no hits, and...
No errors.
No loss.
No errors. And finally, Huey, Dewey, and... Louie. That's correct. So we give you 10 points. Logan, 5 points apiece, 4 questions. Name the movie of the Star Wars trilogy in which first Yoda dies.
Return of the Jedi.
Correct. Darth Vader dies.
Return of the Jedi.
Correct. Obi-Wan Kenobi dies.
Star Wars.
Correct. And finally, Jabba the Hutt dies.
Return of the Jedi.
That is also correct for all 20 points. Sparta, since 1952, only one of our 50 states has voted for every Republican presidential candidate. For 10 points, what is this generally conservative Sun Belt state? Arizona. And what national holiday did Arizona become infamous for not recognizing?
Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
That's correct for 10 points. Logan, at his death in 1035, King Canute, or known as Canute the Great, held 3 separate thrones. Now, for 10 points apiece, give me 2 of the 3 countries that he ruled.
England, Sweden.
England is correct for 10 points. Denmark and Norway would have also been acceptable answers. Sparta, 20-point question. We'll give you 20 points for naming this person after the first clue, and we will give you 10 points after the second clue. Okay, first clue. He is the only person honored with a statue on Broadway. Second clue. In 1939, FDR presented him the Congressional Medal of Honor for writing, "It's a grand old flag," and "over there." George M. Cohan. Okay, that buzzer means we've reached the conclusion of round 2. We've got more exciting high school challenge Super Bowl action coming away with round 3 right after these short messages.
It's the one, the only, the Chippewa Valley Travel Country Jam USA Eau Claire. Randy Travis, Reba McEntire, Alabama, along with Tanya Tucker, the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, Charlie Daniels, and more. 3 spectacular days, July 17th, 18th, and 19th. Reba, Randy, Alabama. It's the big country festival of the year. The only Country Jam USA with over 20 national acts. Where? Eau Claire.
It's Steenberg's used mobile home sale. Our entire statewide inventory of pre-owned mobile homes is now sale priced. Many redecorated, some set up in area parks. Sportsmen get 10 wides as low as $9.95. Want a cottage? 12 wides start at $14.95. And renters a 14 wide at $59.95. Come early for the biggest selection. Don't miss Steenberg's used mobile home sale.
Best buy in the Midwest, Steenberg Homes.
Highway 27 South, Sparta, and Wisconsin Dells.
Recap the score for us.
Logan 350 and Sparta 180.
Now we enter the lightning round. And this round has been lengthened for this particular Super Bowl contest to 2 minutes for each team. We give them as many short response or short answer questions as we possibly can in 2 minutes of time. And each question, correct question is, answer I should say, is worth 10 points. So we'll begin with Sparta. We'll listen to Miss Winterton. Everybody can help her answer the question, but we key in on her. Please speak up nice and loud for me, Miss Winterton, and we'll get you as many points as we possibly can. All right. Excuse me, here we go. In which country is the world's longest river?
Brazil.
Incorrect. What NFL team began in 1932 as the Boston Braves?
Atlanta Braves.
Incorrect. In which country is the Taj Mahal located?
India.
Correct. How long does a nanosecond last?
Thousandth of a second.
Incorrect. What was the first book printed on a printing press?
The Bible.
Correct. How many provinces are there in Canada?
Pass.
The Renaissance started in what country?
Italy.
Correct. The Barbary States are in which continent?
Africa.
Correct. What was the name of Yogi Bear's little bear buddy?
Boo Boo.
Correct. Who owns the Hope Diamond?
Pass.
The Gulf of Tonkin resolution is associated with which war?
Vietnam War.
Correct. What is a cluster or bunch of bananas called?
Bunch.
Incorrect. What's the second most spoken language on Earth?
Spanish.
Incorrect. What is the longitude of the North Pole?
90.
Incorrect. Which president had a group of advisors nicknamed the Kitchen Cabinet?
Andrew Jackson.
Correct. Who issued the first mail-order catalog in the U.S.?
Sears Roebuck.
Incorrect. What is the name of the Holy Book of Islam?
Quran.
Correct. What is the date and year of the day that will live in infamy?
December 7th, 1941.
Correct. What does the A in NATO stand for?
Atlantic.
Correct. What word defines sounds too low for human hearing?
Ultrasound.
Incorrect. What's the largest country on the African continent?
Sudan.
Correct. What are the near islands near?
Pass.
Twins from two zygotes are called what kind of twins?
Fraternal.
Correct. What language gave us the word honcho?
Spanish.
Incorrect. In a military contract, what item is called a portable handheld communications inscriber?
Walkie-talkie.
Incorrect. Who was the first man on the moon?
Neil Armstrong.
Correct. A nerve cell that carries impulses is called a what? That is called a neuron. A neuron. Okay, Jim. In a military contract, what item is called a portable handheld communications inscriber?
My sheet said pencil.
How much do you think the government gets for that? Would you like to know?
Quite a bit.
Yes, indeed. All right. Very good, Sparta. Now we'll look to Logan. We will give you questions as well, Logan. We have 2 minutes, and Mr. Barkoskas will be keying in on you. And team members, please give him a hand. And if you're ready, we will begin. Who composed the 1812 Overture?
Tchaikovsky.
Correct. What show saw 99 marry 86?
Pass.
What were banned from TV starting on January 1st, 1971?
Cigarette ads.
Correct. What role did Francis Bevier play on the Andy Griffith Show?
Pass.
What term is applied to a painting that has a raised surface?
Pass.
What beverage was advertised as good to the last drop in 1907?
Maxwell House.
Incorrect. What's the capital of Bulgaria?
Sofia.
Correct. What is a nerve cell, or rather, which American city was the first to establish a police department?
Boston.
That is correct. Where is push-to spoken?
Pass.
What are the two types of light-sensitive cells called?
Pass.
The last move.
Rods.
Correct. The last movement of a symphony or concerto was called what?
Rondo.
Incorrect. What are the primary colors?
Red, yellow, blue.
Incorrect. What famous play is the song Tomorrow from?
Annie.
Correct. What are the vessels that carry blood away from the heart called?
Arteries.
Correct. Density equals mass divided by
volume.
What? Correct. What were the names of the three good fairies in Disney's Sleeping Beauty?
Flora, Fauna, Merriweather.
That is correct. Who wrote the book The Call of the Wild?
London.
Correct. What is the third-person singular form of the verb meaning to be?
Are.
Incorrect. What do Eskimos mean when they refer to the big nail?
North Pole.
Correct. What 1967 movie grossing $80 million paid Dustin Hoffman about $20,000 to star in a title role?
Graduate.
Correct. Who is Barbie doll's best girlfriend?
Pass.
In what city are the Nobel Prizes awarded?
Oslo.
Incorrect. What is the name of ancient Egyptian writing?
Hieroglyphs.
Correct. Who was the first U.S. Catholic president?
Kennedy.
Correct. What is the capital of Canada?
Ottawa.
Correct. How many keys does a piano have?
88.
Correct. What is the complementary color of orange?
Blue.
Correct. Who wrote Romeo and Juliet?
Shakespeare.
Correct. What is the plural possessive form for chief of police?
Chiefs of police.
Chiefs of polices. So I don't think we can give that one to you. We'll be back to check on the outcome of our game right after this short break.
Do you know 3 of the best ways to add value and prestige to either a new home or one you're remodeling? 1, add a bath. 2, plan a more spacious kitchen. Include an eating area. Or 3, make it an NSP Star home. Saves energy, adds comfort. Which one is best? They all cost a little money, but in the long run, this'll save you more than it costs.
From NSP to you.
The Moody Blues.
Nights in white
Together with Chicago. One night, 2 legendary bands. June 4th in the Lacrosse Center. Yesterday and today, the Moody Blues. Together with the hit sound of Chicago. Reserve seats now at Lacrosse Center. Regular ticket outlets or by phone. June 4th. Don't miss the Moody Blues and Chicago.
Come on out to the Riverside Amusement Park, play adventure golf, race go-karts, Kittyland has a junior racetrack, jump house keeps them bouncing back, hit a home run in the batting cages, something for you no matter what your age is. Come on out to the Riverside and see what's new.
Now open for the season, evenings during the week, all day Saturday and Sunday. Riverside Amusement Park. You've never had so much fun.
Well, Jim, the High School Challenge Super Bowl contest is in the record books.
Yes, it is.
And what was our final score?
Sparta 310 and Logan 530.
We have some beautiful trophies here to give out. This trophy says the second place 1991-92 St. Mary's College of Minnesota WKBT High School Challenge. And this goes to Miss Winterton of Sparta. If we can invite you over, Miss Winterton. Jim, you want to give her that beautiful trophy?
I'm sure you will. Congratulations to you and your team for competing extremely well.
And then we have the first place trophy, which Mr. Barkoskis will accept on behalf of Logan High School, repeating as a high school challenge champion this year. Congratulations.
You've done very well. Congratulations. I hope the folks back at the school will enjoy that.
And then compliments of Don Holthouse at Lucky H. We have individual trophies for all the members that played here tonight. Well, we want to thank you for joining us on our high school challenge this year. We'll look forward to seeing you again next. Jim, thank you very much.
It was a pleasure.
Have a great summer, and you as well. Bye-bye now.
NSP, St. Mary's College of Minnesota, and WKBT are proud to sponsor the 22nd year of a televised scholastic competition for area high schools. If you'd like more information about the program or about attending St. Mary's College of Minnesota, contact the College Admission Office